Hey everyone, it's Chris and welcome back to the Ridge. Today, we are going to put our brand new Predator 2500 watt inverter generator to the test. We're going to see if it can actually power some of the things that we need it to when bad weather hits and power goes out and we're left to our own devices out here on the Ridge. So we're going to see if it powers our refrigerator, our pellet stove, and a couple other things. And the results might surprise you. Stick around to see how this thing fares. Join us.
Sweet Maple Ridge Farms. Come on down, everybody. Go!
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. So first, what we're going to do is see if it can power our TV setup. Let's see how that works. I'm going to plug the generator into here. This powers this, and then that powers our television. All right, guys, so we're here inside the house. We're going to plug our TV into the generator. And by the way, this is not only the TV, but this is the satellite dish and a couple other things. So you'll notice there's no power running this because I do have this off. The generator has significantly or adequately warmed up, so we're going to turn that on. You can hear the generator wind up just a little bit to meet that power demand. And let's go ahead and see if the TV turns on. Okay, well, there we go. And if you guys have Dish Network, you know what we're working with here. So this is going to take quite a while, but I think that we can adequately say that the TV does work. That is a check in the will it run box for the generator. Howdy, guys. Now we're back here out in our garage. Now this would be the refrigerator that we use should our power go out. So this is a Samsung refrigerator, and I want to show you the specs on this for anybody that... All right, so we got this refrigerator unplugged. You can see that because the lights are all off in there. We're going to close the door here. I already have the refrigerator plugged into our extension cord. Now let's take that extension cord over. Let's get this generator started and see if it's going to power it. All right, guys, so I'm going to fire up the generator. I'm going to plug in the refrigerator once the generator gets warm. So let's go ahead and get this thing started up. We're going to put this in the start position. Start it. Very easy to start. Very, very easy. We're going to let this thing wind up and warm up just a little bit here. All right, guys, this thing's been running for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and plug the refrigerator in and see how this can handle. Sounding pretty good so far. It grunted a little bit. Now let's walk over and see if the refrigerator is running. Looking good so far. We got lights. It's cooling. It's looking great. So, will it run? It will run a Samsung refrigerator. Check. All right, guys, next is air compressor. This thing is empty. And as soon as I plug it in, it's going to kick on. So let's see how this generator handles it. Check. All right, guys, will it run a skill saw? I think we all know the answer. Let's try it. But a lot of times, you know, when you're running on a construction site or you're doing some of the stuff we do around here, you need a skill saw and you need an air compressor. So will it run both at the same time? Well, let's try it. All right, now we're back here. Now you can see it did say overload, so it doesn't like that. All right, guys, so no big deal. We're just gonna make sure that if we're out on a construction site that the circular saw and the air compressor don't run at the same time. All right, guys, next, will it run a Nutrimil grain mill filled with wheat that Mrs. Sweet Maple Ridge is about to make bread with? Go ahead and fire it up, Miss Sweet Maple Ridge. Will it run a grain mill? Check. All right, guys, here we have a Ninja coffee maker. Will the Predator 2500 brew some coffee? Well, let's find out. How about a classic roast for us? You can hear that thing really wind down. But I'm looking out there and the overload is not going on, so. Will the 2500 run a coffee maker? Yes, it will. Check. All right, guys, next, will it run an Amstrom bread, just regular mixer, right? This is just a regular mixer.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Is that full speed?
No, sorry, that put on timer.
Looking good. All right. Will it run the Amstrom bread mixer? Check. Yes, it will. All right, guys, finally, we're going to see if it can run our Harman P61C pellet stove. Now, here are the specs. Here's the back of this. We're going to see if the Predator that's outside can run this thing. Now, this takes a little while to get fired up. So I'm going to plug this in. We're going to see what happens. All right. We got power to it. We're going to go ahead and turn this on. I hear it humming. The way that this thing works is it feeds pellets in there and then it ignites them. So we're going to see if over the next couple of minutes, this takes about 8 minutes to start, we're going to see if this 2500 can light this pellet stove. This is our only heat, our only heat source. Generally, we do have a heat pump that we just now got installed, but it's super important to us that this generator can run this thing. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, we're a couple minutes in and this thing is still feeding pellets. It's still sounding like it's doing its thing. It's operating normally. We don't have any error codes over here. And the generator is outside and still appears to be running really good. It's not bogging down or anything. All right, guys, so the pellet stove is lit up, courtesy of the Predator 2500 inverter generator we got. So that's another plus because, like I said, we use this as our main heat source here in the house. And when power goes out, we need electric, especially here in the winter. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Will It Run video. As you can see, this little Predator, this 2500 inverter generator, it is super quiet and it runs everything that we asked it to. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's the video. If you want to be an OG Mapler like the amazing folks listed here, and you want to continue learning how to rely less and create more from high atop the Allegheny Plateau, guys, please like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time out on the ridge.